Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Elma and this is Eternal Blissed. For today's video, I actually wanted to talk about a really cool and special subject that I feel will be very beneficial to many of us in regards to our spiritual growth and expansion and achieving oneness. And that topic is saying yes to life and being inclusive and allowing that oneness to happen in you. So I thought that this would be a great topic to cover today while looking like this. So today I'm actually wearing the sari. I have kumkum as you can see on my third eye. I am wearing Rudashka jewelry. I'm wearing a mala with my guru's picture in there. As you can see also here. My guru's name is Shri Paramahamsa Nityananda, and we lovingly refer to him as Swamiji. So anytime you hear me say Swamiji, I am referring to my spiritual master, my guru, Paramahamsa Nityananda. And so uh, today's topic is actually going to be a mix of his teaching about saying yes to life, to achieving oneness, and also some of my personal experience, just to give you an example, something that you might be able to relate to. So, my guru Swamiji says that we should always say yes to life because saying yes to life, trying out new things, opening yourself up to others, helping others, taking the time and effort to enrich, which means to share your knowledge, to share your experience, will ultimately cause expansion in you. And it will only bring about blessings, it will only bring about enlightenment, growth, all things positive. So, the reason why I wanted to talk about this while wearing traditional Indian wear is the subject of inclusive, to include what I feel some might call cultural appropriation. I would consider it as cultural acceptance, cultural inclusion into your own being. So, my origins are actually Mexican. I was born in Mexico, and although I love my culture, I've also always been attracted to Eastern religions, traditions, culture, art, music, everything, you name it. And I feel that being able to learn about other cultures, such as Indian culture, or perhaps any other culture, European cultures, or African, whatever it may be, when you learn and you open yourself up to others and to other cultures, other traditions, other beliefs, you grow, you expand, and you start acknowledging the divinity in others and in those things. So everything becomes sacred, and you start seeing your reflection in that other person or in that other culture. So, for example, um, when I traveled to India, I didn't have much of a culture shock because I immediately saw a lot of similarities between Indian culture and Mexican culture. Um, our sense of humor, perhaps our taste in food. We both like spicy. Uh, the traffic is crazy in Mexico as well as in India, and so many other things. And having that openness allowed me to accept, to love, absorb, understand Indian culture. Um, Another example of how to achieve oneness and to acknowledge the divinity in others is to actually take the time to talk to someone. So I recently started putting into practice being more open, being more friendly, more accepting, less judgmental of others and situations. So, for example, yesterday I had to get to the temple because I am attending a 2-day program called Kalpataru, and I actually recorded a video about Kalpataru, which should be in this playlist. You could check out to learn more about the Kalpataru program. And so to get to this program, I actually took what's called an Uber, which is kind of like a taxi, but driven by like a normal person. Like you don't have to be a cab driver. That doesn't have to be your profession. You can be a normal person just driving other people around, getting paid for it on your spare time. So that's Uber. It's very common here. in California, in America, in the States. And so, anyways, I took an Uber, and my driver was an older man. He was Filipino. He was very joyful, very happy. I got this amazing energy right away. He was very giggly and funny. And normally, my first reaction would be, I probably don't have anything to say to this man. I'm just gonna put my headphones on and check my Facebook status because I'm antisocial like that sometimes. However, given the recent discourses given by my guru, Swamiji, about saying yes to life, opening yourself up, trying new things always, I decided I was going to try something different for a change. And I was going to talk to this man. I was going to engage in authentic conversation, not just superficial talk about the weather. And try to feel that oneness with him. Try to see myself in him. And lo and behold, it was a very nice conversation. We talked about the Philippines. He told me he loves going to Cabo San Lucas, which is in Mexico. He loves mangoes, which I love. And he started telling me about his childhood. He grew up in a fishing village, and he was a fisher, which I, as a vegetarian and an animal lover, don't agree with. And immediately that whole little judgmental thing came up, right? But I remembered, no, I have to be open and just listen, don't judge. So I listened and I realized as he was telling me these childhood stories and about all these fishes and animals that he fished and caught, I could feel that happiness in him, that joy. And he was telling me these stories from a space of joy and happiness and happy childhood memories. So who am I to say this is right, this is wrong? All I can do is just see that I myself at one point was a happy kid doing things that other people might not agree with, but I was happy and blissful just as this man was and still is. And so that whole conversation, the whole car ride lasted about almost an hour. So for an hour, I'm sitting with a total stranger who is twice my age, from a different nationality, from a different gender, from a different background. And yet I saw myself in him. I was able to connect. I had that, I guess what you would call that namaste experience where I actually felt connected. And so being able to experience this is very important in our spiritual growth, whether it be talking to a stranger, trying new foods, adopting and really engaging with a new culture. It's just so life altering because it changes your perspective about who you think you are and ultimately understanding that we're all the same, we're all one. We're all the same spiritual being looking for the same things, which is happiness, joy, expansion, a connection with the divine. So basically the whole point of this video, as you're watching, um, you might be thinking, why is she dressed like that? Why is she talking about these subjects? But look at yourself and see how you can feel oneness with others, with other cultures, with other beings, whether human or non-human or animal. See how you see yourself in them, how they become your mirror, how they become your reflection. And that will also lead you to understand why people treat you the way they do and how you can change that and be happier, be more accepting, be more loving, friendlier, more social even. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about oneness, about saying yes to life, and by saying yes to life, it means trying out new things, saying yes to uncomfortable situations, maybe looking at them from a different angle, taking the initiative to try different things and to better yourself, to make yourself a better version, that is saying yes to life. So if you have any questions about what saying yes to life is, to including and opening yourself up to others and to other situations, then let me know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I highly recommend that if you're interested in learning more about my guru, Paramahamsa Nityananda, you check out his YouTube channel. Or if you have any experiences of oneness that you want to share with me, then hey, go ahead and share them in the comments below. So thank you for your time, and until next one, see ya.